All right, I think we should be live. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. Trendline Forex here. Another live session this week. The first one for this week. It is Tuesday. We're gonna do another one on Thursday, obviously, um, just like we do every single week. So if you have not subscribed, make sure to do so. There are live sessions every single week. All right. So literally free education for those of you who are still struggling to find consistent results in trading. Also, don't forget to join the free Telegram channel. Now, just like always, I have to send out a quick message in our free Telegram and also on Twitter. So I'm gonna need a couple of minutes to do that. In the meantime, obviously, we're gonna wait for a few more people to join. So the whole thing makes sense, right? Now, just need to quickly grab the link from YouTube, send it over in our free Telegram. That's why I'm saying it is very important to join the free Telegram, because every time we do something new, or we do a giveaway, we do a promotion, we release a new material, it's always shared in the free Telegram channel first. All right. So it is definitely beneficial for you to join. So here we are, and then we're gonna have a look at obviously again euro dollar, pound dollar, um, the yen cross pairs as well. We're gonna check them out, even though I don't currently have any good trading opportunities on there, but we may be able to find something here on the majors, even though I am expecting to see pullbacks across most of the instruments, or at least most of the majors. So yeah, we're gonna come back to the chart in just a second. There is a quick message for Twitter also. If you can, guys, please let me know if you can hear me well. If Because last time I was going on a rant for like 10-15 minutes, and then somebody let me know that I was actually muted. So that was a bit embarrassing, but that's fine. I think we should be fine now. So if you can please send a thumbs up, or just let me know in the chat box in the comment section whether you can hear me right. And I'm just gonna give it another couple of minutes, and we're gonna proceed with the pairs to see where we are. Oh, nice one, Borislav. Thank you. Just wanted to make sure, because like I said, last week I was doing a live session and I was muted. I didn't even realize. But anyways, all right. So what do we have here? Let me just get rid of some of the tabs on my other screen. Right. So do you guys currently have any setups or any trades that you're in as we speak? Anyways, right now I'm gonna start off not with the 15-minute time frame. In fact, I'm gonna have a look at the 1 hour chart. And so here we have euro dollar. Let's have a look at the dollar index actually. To be honest, this morning I didn't look at it. I just sent the video in the premium Telegram channel like 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half ago, explaining to everyone in the premium Telegram what I'm expecting from the pairs in my watch list. But I didn't look at the dollar index. But that's exactly why I didn't really expect to see anything major happening. And as you can see, we've been trading sideways, obviously, for the past few days. But anyways, when it comes to euro dollar, I think we're going to see that continuation higher. But before that, we may also see price pushing a little bit lower. So let me just get my pen tool so I can draw on my screen. Just waiting for it to load. Here it is. So I feel like we're going to eventually break above this resistance, all right? But at the moment, we're trading within this range. Now, before we see that breakout, we're most likely going to see price taking out this structure right here, all right? Maybe then going back to the upside. So this is the 1 hour time frame, okay? Now, am I going to be looking for selling opportunities if price start pushing down? Because if I have to be honest, here on the 15-minute time frame, as long as we get a decent move, a decent pullback here on the 1 hour time frame, that means we could potentially find a short trade on the lower time frame. The thing is, I'm probably not going to be looking to take a short trade on euro dollar. For me, it's very difficult to do that whenever I have a short or a long bias on a specific instrument. It is very difficult for me to go against my idea, even though you may expect for price to, form a pullback, which you can potentially take advantage of on the lower time frames. I rarely do that, okay? And in this specific case, I ain't gonna do it because we are trading sideways, all right? So it's not like we see a clear market direction to the downside. We're already within this pullback. We have a key level where we expect for price to top and then reverse. Now, if I have a setup like this, I could potentially go for a short trade, even though I have a long bias overall. But in this case, I don't want to do it, at least not for now, because I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame and, I actually see price kind of closing within this space right here. So we can easily see that breakout as well. The thing is, looking at the 1 hour chart, it's a bit of a tricky situation that we have. And when you drop to a lower time frame, it gets even worse. So that's why I'm going to be patient and I'm actually going to have to wait for price to either break above the resistance right away, or if it is about to form a pullback, then I'm definitely going to have to wait out for this pullback and then later on look for buying opportunities. All right. So for now, I think I'm going to pass the euro and just leave it aside. Now it is not good, it is not going to be much different with pound dollar, but it kind of looks like we are gaining a little bit more momentum here. So pound dollar was kind of lacking compared to euro dollar recently, but then we see exactly the opposite now. Because right now euro dollar is moving sideways while pound dollar is still climbing, or at least trying to. It is kind of losing momentum. So as you can see, the beginning of this impulse was quite strong. We then had another push to the upside, a bit of a pullback. Everything is looking great, but as we approach and eventually about to break above this major high, you can already see that price is kind of slowing down right here. Okay, so want to give it a bit more time, see how it goes, but I feel like we may see a pullback here as well. All right, so where is that pullback likely to go? Well, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you know, if you place the Fibonacci retracement, okay, so we don't yet know if this is a confirmed high, but let's say if price start pushing down, we will then have a confirmed high, so we can then place the Fibonacci retracement right here. And I would be looking at the 38.2 level, even though I think we may not even see that. All right, but right around 1.3025 would make a lot of sense for price to come and retest this area. And so maybe this would be the level where I would eventually look for buying opportunities if we see that pullback happening. All right, but as you can see, the 38.2 level almost perfectly aligns with that previous structure as well. So if we see price pushing down towards that level, I'm then going to be looking for reversal patterns down here around 1.3025. Then we have gold. Well, obviously very bullish here as well. Quite a lot of bullish momentum that we see, and it's obviously been like that for a long time now, and we can't really expect nothing else. But we had a perfect retest of the 61.8, so this pullback right here was kind of needed. I know a lot of people got into many losses because they were expecting for the market to just continue higher, and it eventually did, but first there was a pullback before that. Now, whenever we have a steep trend, uptrend or a downtrend, doesn't matter, without many pullbacks, I'm always happy to see a pullback happening, kind of a decent one, because we haven't had a pullback like this in a long time, a 61.8 retracement, right? This is what I'm talking about. So since then, we had another massive impulse. Now, I'm going to be following price action for obviously for a continuation to the upside. But again, the same thing, just like with the majors, all right? So we have a pretty extended move to the upside, all right? We're obviously breaking above without any issues, breaking above previous resistance right here. And right now we have a little bit of a pullback here on the 15-minute time frame. We technically have a higher low, okay? And we've got the continuation to the upside. Now, I feel like we're going to see a continuation short term, but at some point, whether it will be after we break above this or maybe just a retest of this resistance right here, I feel like we're going to have another pullback, right? To at least price retest the previous lows right here, maybe even break below those as well, right? So let's see how it goes. But if we look at the 1-hour time frame, and if let's say I'm only trading the 1-hour time frame, I would definitely wait for a pullback. There's no point for me to enter literally at the peak of this move right here, and especially if I want to go long, right? So I must wait for a better entry level. So let's say a retest of this previous structure right around 3,160 roughly, all right? Now this is not a level where I would place my pending order, but this is a level where I would definitely observe price action and see what it does once it tap into that 3,160 level. All right. So I'm just saying that because I don't want anybody placing pending orders for long trades down at this level. I want to say that as soon as price drops into that level, I'm going to drop down to a lower time frame and look for that reversal. All right. So we'll see how it goes. But for now, to be honest, if we see it's already the beginning of the session, so if we see a nice bullish momentum loading up, well, that probably means we could look for short-term buying opportunities here on the lower time frames. Right, so let's see how it goes. And then what else? We also have the yen cross pairs, but I prefer not to trade those at the minute, because I feel like short term we're going to continue higher, but then we have a lot of resistance, and it's not just a single level, it's really an area. All right, as you can see, we've got this massive rejection wick right here. Okay, so let's see how it goes, but I feel like price is about to head towards that resistance area, and then we may see again a pullback here as well. So that kind of puts me off, and it makes me not want to trade the yen cross pairs at the moment. I would say pound yen is slightly different. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, we have a retest of the previous major 4-hour lows right here, pretty much around the level of 184.45.50, and then we have a bounce off of that level. So we've got a strong push, then we have a pullback, price trading sideways for a bit, and it's slowly climbing to the upside. But the thing is, we are now approaching again. Let me just grab my trend line 2. We are again approaching resistance. So let's see how it goes when we come near that level right here, all right, the previous 15-minute high. Are we going to easily break above that, or are we again going to struggle, or maybe, you know, enter this sideways market? We'll see how it goes, but right now I don't have a decent entry here on the yen cross pairs. All right, just some levels for me to observe and make my opinions around them. But for now, I don't really have any trading opportunities. Now, when it comes to short-term trading, maybe even the 5-minute chart, and you're looking to get in and out of the market quickly, I would say it's probably GOAT to look for an upside continuation. But me personally, I'm not going to be taking a trade like this. It's obviously too risky. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. It makes a lot more sense to actually wait for a better setup. But this is what happens most of the time, right? I mean, you just gotta wait. And there are many times where you won't get a decent entry in the first hour of the session, right? Occasionally you will do, but not always. Sometimes you have to wait for the market to set up in the first couple of hours of the session, and then, you know, it may start moving and creating better opportunities. That's why I don't really have a specific hour in which I execute my strategy. Obviously, I don't want to do it during the night or way too early before the London session has started. I always try and, you know, look for trading opportunities during London or New York session, and not outside of those hours. You know, obviously you get much wider spreads, especially if you're looking for trades on the lower time frames, and you have, let's say, 5, 6, 7 pips of stop loss. Well, if you have 2, 3 pips of spread, the math just doesn't work out, right? So anyways, it looks like we're going to have to be patient with this one, but I would love to know if you guys currently have any trading setups, even if it is on other instruments, not the ones that I look. So let me know in the comment section. We can check them out here. I can pull up on the screen. And of course, if you don't mind, you can also send me screenshots on Telegram. In fact, let me just send a quick link in the chat box here on YouTube. All right, you can text me right here, trendline support, and we can take it from there. But I am pretty confident that before we actually take out all that resistance that you see, I feel like it's almost mandatory for price to come and take out some of those lows first and then shoot up to the upside. Just because there are many orders sitting down here below this structure, especially when you have equal structure, it makes a lot of sense. There are loads of pending orders, loads of stop loss orders. You know, I feel like the market is about to take these out and then continue higher. So that's why I do not want to rush with my entries. Um, so let's see how it goes. Also, this would be a level on gold where I could potentially look for a potential reversal. So this is the level right around 3,215. So wait, I'll give you the exact level, 3,216 actually, right? So mark this level on your chart and let's see if price drops down here and then what it will do. Also, make sure to not forget that we actually have some important news this week as well. So let me just have a look. So I don't miss out anything myself. But what do we have? I'm looking at the economic calendar. So Friday is going to be pretty much going to be a day off. It is Good Friday, obviously. Um, yes, that's right. Uh, Interest rates from the European Central Bank on Thursday, um, but also tomorrow we've got power speech. And I did comment on that in the premium Telegram channel yesterday, on Monday. And I did say that even though power speech is not related to Fed interest rate decision this week, you know, considering what is going on in the market and, you know, Trump's tariffs and stuff like that, everything, and all those sharp moves and momentum moves that we've had recently, having that into account, and then that we have power speech on Wednesday, we could also see some volatility increase in the market. So that's why I would say, um, you know, that this event is also going to be important this week. So as you can see, we've got, it really depends on what you're trading. For me, it is pretty simple. When you decide to trade just one or two pairs, maybe three pairs, it becomes much easier to not only follow price action and how price develops and whether it's, you know, complete in your analysis in your trading setups, but following the news, following the politics around the pairs that you're trading, it just becomes a lot more easier. So this is maybe something that I would recommend to pretty much everyone who is just starting out with trading. Only focus on one or two pairs at most, because you're most likely going to do that anyway, but it's going to take you a long time to figure it out, because you're going to be struggling to look for trading opportunities on like 10-20 different pairs, and it's going to take you years, right? And let me just send a quick message because somebody's ringing me. Just give me a second. So yeah, it's probably gonna take you a few good years to realize that you only need to trade one or two pairs, and as long as you learn how those pairs behave, trading becomes much easier, right? So like myself, probably 80% of my trades are on pound dollar. All right, it really depends. If I go for one of those funded challenges, I may be trading gold most of the time, but pound dollar is the other one. Whereas if I'm trading my personal account, most of the time it's pound dollar. So for now, I'm going to delete this favorite retracement right here. Now, if I get a good rejection down here around this level, and it looks like price is about to push back to the upside, I'm only going to be looking for targets around this previous high. All right, so let me in fact place this horizontal level. So this is definitely going to give me a good risk to reward ratio in this case. So I may go for that, maybe use less risk. Because remember, from the higher time frames, I am expecting to see a little bit of a pullback here. All right. Before that, though, we may see something like this. All right. Price either testing or maybe even taking out those previous highs. All right. And then going back to the downside, where essentially I'm going to be looking for a move in the opposite direction again. That's why sometimes I say price action is being funny, because you don't really know what's going to happen. Same thing on euro dollar here, all right? Even though I feel like we're going to see that pullback, before that, we may see price again testing the highs and then going back to the downside, right? is gold doing? Gold is approaching the level where I'm pretty interested to see how it's going to react. All right. So do like this level because it's obviously a break and retest level. But not only that, as you can see, this level has been tested on multiple occasions. So all that rejection that we have right here was at that level. So obviously a strong level for price action, right? So let's see how it goes this time, whether price will be able to push off of that level. If it does, we're obviously going to try and take advantage of that. Yeah, just have a look at euro yen. This is why I do not want to trade this pair right now. I mean, look at this price action. Doesn't make any sense. And we've just broken above this resistance. We're probably going to come back all the way down now. What pairs do you guys trade? Let me know in the comments. Do you trade gold, pound, dollar, any of those, or you focus on cross pairs most of the time? What is it that you trade? And when are you most active? Is it a London session or do you guys prefer trading the US session? Or do you do both? By the way, if any one of you guys is watching um, one of my live sessions for the first time, you haven't seen our channel before, make sure to go over to our website, trendlineforex.com. You will find a lot of free education. If you are a complete beginner, you can go over to services, courses, beginner courses, and we've got a completely free beginners course, this one right here. All you have to do is to register on our website completely for free, and then you get access to not just one, but maybe 3 or 4 completely free of charge educational courses. So we've got the free Forex training for beginners. We also have how to choose a Forex broker. And this is, by the way, a topic that not everybody is familiar with. There are people who's been trading for several years and they still don't know how the brokerage firms operate. So it's all exposed in this course right here, completely for free. Again, all you have to do is to register. You can also get how to get funded by FTMO, so basically how to get a funded course. And in that course, I give you a strategy that you can use for prop firms. Okay. And also pretty soon we are going to release more information about the volatility trading expert advisor. So this is an automated trading bot. There's going to be a full course, again completely free, on how to use this trading bot to really boost your trading profits. So I'm going to be explaining more about that pretty soon. So make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell because pretty soon I'm going to release a full video on how this expert advisor works. It's going to be pretty exciting, trust me. You haven't seen anything like this before. But anyways, back to the chart. So not much going on euro dollar. You can't be mad at me for not entering trades or anything like this. I mean, look at price action. Is this worth trading? I don't think so. Just have a look at this is pretty much what we're looking at right now. this type of price action. How can you decide whether you want to go long or you want to go short? I mean, at this point, right here in the middle of nowhere, price can pretty much do whatever it likes to do, whatever it wants to do, and it won't make sense anyway. So I'm not looking for entries here on euro dollar. Now, if you look at pound dollar, at least it looks more, I mean, the structure is cleaner. We have a clear bullish structure. But pound dollar is positively correlated with euro dollar. So that means if we see a massive drop on euro dollar, we're most likely going to see bearish price action here on GU as well. So that's why it doesn't make a lot of sense to go for a long trade here. And then we have gold, where we may actually get into a trade soon. I'm not really sure. I still need to see price going down here. Now, even if we break below this level, okay, and then we get a big rejection around this structure. When I say big rejection, I'm talking about a candle like this one right here, okay? So you basically get a candle with a long wick and a body that closes up here, right? So this is a rejection candle. If you get one of those anywhere down here around this previous structure, that still makes sense. In fact, it's even going to give us a better entry level because we're going to have a bigger profit potential with pretty much the same stop loss that we would use in this case right here. So far, so good. We're moving well, just as expected. I really want to see price tap into this level. Do you guys use TradingView for only doing your analysis, or do you also take trades from TradingView? Because I'm an old school, I prefer trading on MetaTrader, to be honest. But I feel like a lot more people nowadays are using TradingView for their trading as well, not just for doing analysis. See, I do like those types of candles. See this 15-minute candle? we've got a nice wick to the downside. All right, if that wick was a little bit longer, let's say to take out this previous low, that would be a nice entry signal. But anyways, nevertheless, even now, this kind of looks kind of alright, because this is also technically not yet, but it could be a higher low, higher than this previous one, also this previous one. So now we have consecutive higher lows. So we may see price start pushing from current price levels. Right, pretty strong candle here on pound dollar. Still holding more momentum than euro dollar. Still got about 5 minutes on this 15-minute candle here on gold. Now, if this candle closes bullish all the way up here, it's going to be a different story. I'm probably not going to be expecting for price to come back again down to this level. But as long as we close either bearish or even like this, I feel like there's going to be at least another candle pushing down to test this level. So let's see. Right, strong price action here on the majors. What's going on with the EM cross pairs? Decent. We do have a break and retest right here. It's fine. I don't feel like I've missed out on a trade or something. So that 15-minute candle looks like it's about to close as a bullish one. You guys make sure to join the free Telegram channel. You can find the links in the description below this stream, below this video. Also check out our website trendlineforex.com with loads of free information. We also have a Forex lingo, Forex dictionary right here. So if you are still struggling to because I'm sure most of the, just like everybody else, of course, that's normal, but whoever is watching loads of videos on YouTube on trading strategies, trading courses, and stuff like that, if you still don't understand the terms that they use in their language, you can always come over here at Trendline Forex, and you can find whatever you're looking for. We also have blog articles, a ton of free articles right here, and not only that, but like I said, some free courses as well. So 15-minute candles closed. Okay, so if you look at the 15-minute candle on euro dollar, pretty strong, all right, bullish one. Pretty strong one on pound dollar as well. But we then have this 15-minute candle here on gold, right? Not that much of a strong bullish candle, right? So let's see, I feel like we're going to tap into that level at least. All right, hopefully we see price a little bit lower here on gold. Which chart though? Which instrument do you want me to have a look at? Can you give us a chart all mapped out and what is expected of it? Well, I did say in the beginning of the session that on both those instruments, because you're asking about gold and euro dollar, if you look at the higher time frames, I am expecting for price to continue higher overall. All right, so let's say here on euro dollar, I feel like price is going to break above this resistance. And if you look at gold, I feel like we're going to reach again all-time highs. But before that, I also think there's going to be pullback. So this is where it gets a bit tricky because you never know whether the market will go to the upside right away or it will do something like this and then go back to the upside. So that's why I said we've got to be very cautious with our trading, especially when the market is actually trading sideways, right? Because this is what's going on right now on euro dollar. Now, I personally feel like we're gonna first, before we break above this resistance, we're most likely going to take out some of those lows and then go back. All right. So if we stick to the 1 hour to the 4 hour charts, it is easier because you just gotta wait, you know. But then if you start looking at the lower time frames because you really want to get into a trades, well, you know, even right now, I do like what I see for potential long trades. All right, I do like this candle and then the next one again. So I've got a double confirmation here. There's more buying pressure in this market, at least for now. So if I was looking for kind of more aggressive entries, I would enter a trade right here, place my stop loss down below, you know, this structure, this low, which means let's say around let me see what that level is, around 1.1315, right? So slightly below this week right here, and I would be looking for price to continue higher, all right, at least testing the previous highs. um, but when it comes to charts fully mapped out and with like key levels and target levels and stop loss levels, I do that in the premium Telegram channel. So I've already sent out a video this morning, like about 3 hours ago. And here is my full watch list. So each one of those charts. So let's say, for example, this one, you can see maybe this is what you're looking for, right? And on euro dollar specifically, I share daily analysis every single day in the free Telegram channel. So you don't even have to pay. So you can join the free Telegram channel and you can look at the euro dollar analysis, which I send out every day. And by the way, if you're trading, let's say pound dollar or Aussie dollar, when you know what is going on with euro dollar, then it's gonna be very easy for you to form an opinion and to do your analysis with the rest of the majors. So that's why it's very important for people to join the free Telegram. But also, you know, gold, yen cross pairs, other cross pairs like euro Aussie, pound Aussie, all of that we do in the premium Telegram channel. If you want to join the premium channel, you can just send me a message. So if you look at the comment just above yours, uh, I I posted this link, you know, a little bit earlier in the session. This is my personal chat. So you can send me a message, you can DM me via that link. It's Trendline Support. You can send me a message and, you know, we can talk about this. Or you can just visit our website, actually, trendlineforex.com. You can come over to services, and right here you will see premium analysis. So we've got the free analysis group, where, you know, you get some screenshots and stuff like that, but you can sign up for that from here. It's basically completely free. You can also find the link in the description below this video. And if you want to join the premium Telegram, you can do that from here, from our website, or you can text me. This also works. But yes, so I think I'm going to be ending the session right around here. All right, so watch out for price action. We are about to close the 1 hour candles in about less than 5 minutes. I'm looking at TradingView right here. So that means you have to, you know, check out the hourly candles, how they close, and then decide whether you want to take action. All right, but we'll see how it goes. As you can see, it looks like we're about to form that reversal here on gold as well. But do not get tricked by price action, because it looks like we're about to shoot up now. This may not happen. All right, so you must have a very strict rules whether you should now enter a trade or wait. All right, so keep that in mind, to not overexpose yourself to too much risk. Always use proper risk management, and I'm sure you will be fine. I will see you guys in the next session, which is going to be on Thursday, same hour, 8 a.m. London time. Okay, and make sure to subscribe to this channel. Send me a message if you've got any questions. Join the free Telegram channel, and there are going to be more videos here on YouTube for you guys to watch. And pretty soon I'm going to be presenting to you our volatility trading expert advisor, right? The automated way of trading. It's going to be very exciting. I mean, and can't wait for that. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice one and take care.